Welcome back to week 9 of our home hacking school chemistry videos, and today we're going to be looking back at our copper sulphate crystals. We are also going to be making some tough bubbles, and we're going to be looking more into flash powder. So just a safety warning as usual, the flash powder later in the video is particularly dangerous, so you need to be outdoors for this under supervision and wear correct clothing so that it doesn't spit out and burn you. So let's go, episode 9. Seven weeks ago, we made a saturated copper sulphate solution. If you remember, this was a lovely blue colour, and this was in order to make some lovely blue copper sulphate seed crystals. In order to create these seed crystals, we poured some of our copper sulphate solution into a petri dish so that would make small slithers. We left them for a few hours and it did. It made small slithers of the copper sulphate seed crystals. Then we selected the best shaped seed crystal and suspended it in the rest of our copper sulphate solution. After 7 weeks, it turned into this beautiful pure blue crystal. When we got our copper sulphate crystals, we made sure to cover them in a lacquer so that the slight irritant didn't affect our skin and so that it gave it a bit more of a shine. So right back from the first or second week, now we are proud to be the owners of some lovely blue copper sulphate crystals. Okay, on to the next bit. So it's warm weather, everyone is going to be outside and blowing bubbles. But do you ever feel frustrated when bubbles pop so easily? What if there was a solution to help them last longer? We've got a solution that will hopefully give us some tougher bubbles. We have 3 ingredients. One is water, the second one is soap, and that's what you'd normally make bubbles with. But we are going to add this, glycerol. So for starters, we're going to pour about 600 millilitres of this water into the jug. And next, about 60 ml of soap. So what we now need to do is to stir this very gently to make sure that we don't create any bubbles. Now my sister is going to add 2 tablespoons of glycerol. And now for another gentle stir. We're going to use some scissors to cut the large end off of a pipette to act as a blow tube. My sister is going to cut this because I haven't got a very good use of my right arm. It is very important that the mixture stands for a while, so we're going to leave it for a bit and then come back to it later and hopefully have a successful mixture. So, we cut the end off our pipettes to get ready. We have tried a couple of different mixtures, but we're sure that this one is the one. So we've let it stand for a while, and now let's blow them to see if they're tougher. Just mix it around in here, make sure the mixture is in there, and then as you can see, our solution is quite tough as it's holding on to the end of the pipette. I think we were quite successful on our bubbles, and we were hoping they'd bounce a bit more, but the glycerol definitely made a difference. Over the past few weeks, we have been making various explosive mixtures. In front of me, we have some chemicals that we have used and some that we haven't used. What we're going to do today is we're going to make some different flash powders and ignite them. Before we do that, I want to show you some of the categories of chemicals that we need to make a pyrotechnic mixture. Any pyro or explosive mixture needs a fuel. These are all fuels. The first one is magnesium. The second one is aluminium metal powder. The third one is aluminium powder. The fourth one is another aluminium powder, but extremely fine, called Eckhart Dark. Also to mention that all of these are extremely fine and that all of these are metal except from this. The fifth one is zinc metal powder, and the fifth one is charcoal powder. Not a metal, however, all of these are. Now we need some oxidizers. Oxidizers, as in the name, provide oxygen. So first we have potassium nitrate. We use that in week 1 or 2. Then we have potassium permanganate. Then we have ammonium perchlorate. And then we have potassium chlorate. So most oxidizers on their own are safe. However, some, when mixed, can get extremely dangerous. So these two, not too bad. Fine. The perchlorate, a bit more careful, but you could probably still grind them. And then this, the potassium chlorate, if you ground it, it would probably explode. We're going to use potassium chlorate in a couple of our mixtures today. However, we're going to practice extreme caution, and you should always be careful around chlorates. Chlorate, when mixed with the fuel, is very volatile, enough so to spontaneously combust. A few grams of it is enough to blow your hand off. Any chlorate mixing will be done at a distance. This will increase the burn rate, and it's called sulphur powder. These two are binders, and this one is called Ackroyd's resin, and this one is called starch. Here we have some colorants. The first one is barium carbonate, which will colour it green. The other one is strontium carbonate, which will colour it red. These two are very peculiar. We can also use them as oxidizers, but today we are going to use them as colorants. Now again, strontium nitrate, which is red, and barium nitrate, which is green. So our first mixture is a 50-50 ratio with barium nitrate and magnesium. So we're going to keep things small today and do a gram of each, because some flash powders can be quite dangerous. So first, the barium nitrate, 1 gram of that. Now we're just going to pour it on a sheet of paper, and we're going to do the same with the magnesium once we have weighed it. And now for the magnesium. And now we just need to pour the magnesium. And give it a quick mix. This isn't a particularly sensitive mixture, but we're taking precautions anyway. So now we put it on a stone and with visco fuse in it, and now it's ready to light. Well, that came out just as expected. I'm not sure if it came out on the video, but that was very, very green too. So, on this one, we have potassium permanganate and Indian blackhead aluminium powder. And again, we've carefully mixed it and put it on a pile on our stone. So the next, we're going to put a visco fuse in. And then we'll put our trusty rock to make sure it doesn't bounce out. And now, let's give this one a go. That one was quite sparkly. Now, let's speak about what the next one consists of. So the next one consists of magnesium. It also consists of sulphur powder, potassium nitrate and strontium nitrate. Well, that was a big smoke cloud. Our next one is chlorate based, so we are going to mix it very carefully, and again we are taking safety precautions. So here are our chemicals: charcoal powder, acrylic resin, starch, strontium carbonate and potassium chlorate.
Well, at least it burns.
So what we have here is probably an incomplete combustion. This is probably caused by incorrect quantities. Our final mixture is 70% potassium chlorate and 30% aluminium powder. Now we've mixed it and we've got it ready, and let's light it. This is our final flash powder of the day. Wow, that was good. I think the potassium chlorate definitely was very powerful. Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode. Please like and subscribe and comment if you liked. And please tune in for week 10, and goodbye.